And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Starting off with the hazardous weather graphic, there's a flood advisory out here for the Susitna Valley for the Yentna, Squentna, and Susitna rivers and their tributaries out through tonight and through tomorrow, and probably into tomorrow evening. And a flood watch continues here for the Kobuk-Koyukuk Valley and the southeastern Brooks Range. That's out through Wednesday evening as well, and a flood watch for Prince William Sound through Wednesday evening. Looking at the fire danger map, only change is now the southern southeast coast went from medium to low for the forecast for tomorrow, with increasing clouds and moisture rolling into that area and probably a few showers. Otherwise, no change here. Still some couple of zones of high fire danger there over the southeast interior north of the eastern Alaska range. And satellite imagery, the image today showing 3 p.m. A lot of clouds, moisture, a warm front right up through here, bringing a widespread area of rain and light rain, fog and drizzle from Kodiak Island in toward eastern Bristol Bay and up in across south central Alaska, starting to move northward into the east central interior areas. Basically dry over the southeast coast today with another area of dry conditions here in the west. Up to the Arctic coast, there's some clouds moving by, and then the next system out here pushing rain and a little bit of an increasing winds in toward the eastern Aleutians there, spreading into the Alaska Peninsula. A lot of clouds and rain up toward the Pribilof Islands, drier toward St. Lawrence Island, and also drier back out to the west. And rolling this in motion, you can see still not much eastward progress up through here, kind of breaking through underneath with high pressure holding over the Northwest Territories of Canada. This front gradually pushing eastward here. And on the chart today, here's that low, about 1,002 millibars, not particularly strong, but a lot of moisture and southerly flow here coming northward with it, especially along the warm front up through here. About half an inch of rainfall in Kodiak Island at the state airport in Kodiak in the last 12 hours, and about 2/3 of an inch, or close to 7/10 of an inch, falling at Seward today, with rain all up into south central Alaska, spilling into the Copper River Basin, not quite reaching Yakutat, and some of this getting north of the eastern Alaska range now. But still, those eastern areas still on the dry side, at least through today, and variably cloudy to partly sunny conditions for the southeast coast. Some showers here from Kotzebue Sound, Kobuk Valley up into the central Brooks Range, and they kind of extend in a isolated manner out toward the eastern Arctic coast there. And then rain with this system here coming into the eastern Aleutians will tonight not move a whole lot, kind of track a little bit to the east. So it's may not make any rain into Cold Bay tonight or anywhere else up to Port Hayden, Pilot Point into Bristol Bay. Periods of rain as this low will back into into Bristol Bay up toward Dillingham, and the warm front through here. So Kuskokwim Valley, periods of rain into south central Alaska. Rain continues here. Periods of rain for Kodiak Island, along with fog along the coast here. And again, maybe some shower activity making it over to Yakutat, but nothing too heavy. Basically dry here over the eastern interior areas, and maybe some clearing out here along the west coast, Seward Peninsula up to the Noatak Valley, down to Nunivak Island possibly, with some light offshore flow there, pushing drier air out. Otherwise, periods of rain for the eastern Aleutians, as I mentioned. Better chance of showers tonight for the southern Panhandle with increasing clouds elsewhere. And tomorrow, chance of moisture there across all the southeast coast with cloudy skies now, cooler temperatures, of course. Periods of rain and showers, southern Alaska. Mostly cloudy central interior with a chance of scattered showers in through here on up to the northeast. Stays dry back to the Seward Peninsula, Norton Sound up to the northwest and the western Arctic coast. Very weak system here, moves to about Unimak Island or so, with a front now spreading a little bit of moisture up toward the Alaska Peninsula. But this system very weak, especially in comparison to the next one coming up on Wednesday. 961 millibar low here moves south of Atka Island. Gale and storm force winds associated with this, with increasing rain here moving in, and this low will track northeastward right into the southwest interior. Went Thursday and Thursday night into Friday here later in the week, and bring gusty winds and another good shot of rain across the south central Alaska back to the southwest and into the north at that time. Otherwise, for Wednesday, stays cloudy with occasional rain and showers. South central Alaska back up to the northwest here with that low center tracking northward to the Seward Peninsula there. So rain and showers, Yukon Delta up into the northwest interior. North Slope Arctic coast stays dry, and showers for the North Gulf Coast and wet conditions for the Panhandle, but nothing you consider heavy precipitation, just light rain and showers there. And for the lows tonight down that way, in the mid to upper 50s for the southeast coast, 50s here for south central Alaska, 40s for the central interior, and then the Kobuk-Koyukuk Valley in the mid to upper 30s, lower 30s for the Brooks Range. Some areas of the Brooks Range falling in the upper 20s here. Otherwise, the North Slope, 30s for the lows, near 40 for St. Lawrence Island, in the 40s to near 50 for the Aleutians. Highs tomorrow, 70 to 75 over the eastern interior, near 70 in the Copper River Basin. Otherwise, 60s south central Alaska, near 60 in Kodiak, and 60s for the southeast coast, 50s for the Bering Sea, 40s for the North Slope and the Arctic coast into the Bering Strait and St. Lawrence Island. And for the lows, Wednesday morning, 30s from the Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast, 40s to lower 50s in the interior, mostly in the mid-40s out to the west here with upper 40s for the Aleutians, 48 to 52 south central Alaska, and mid to upper 50s for the southeast coast. Followed by highs, cooler here definitely for the southeast coast here, upper 50s, lower 60s for the highs, and 65 to 70 eastern interior north of the Alaska Range. Actually, Copper River Basin more in the upper 60s there, mid to upper 60s. Right around 60 south central Alaska, give or take down to Kodiak Island, Bristol Bay, 50s for the Aleutians and the Bering Sea, and 40s for the North Slope and the Arctic coast.